We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The Buyouts.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again. Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
What's up?
Hey man, I'm almost done with Bad. How many episodes is it gonna be of Bad Batch?
I didn't even look it up, bro.
Okay, so I think that I think I'm somewhere around on episode like 9, but really good though, bro. And since they're short, I've been able to watch pretty much the whole series in no time, though, man.
Just mid, bro.
Just mid?
It's just mid.
Nah, I like.
You talking about out of 9 episodes, bro? There's probably been 3 that's relevant to anything story wise.
I mean, listen. So for me, I look at it like this: from just an entertainment value, I'm entertained by it. So I like maybe my Star Wars acumen and where it fits with this, that, and the other doesn't quite come into play. But for me, no, I think it's pretty dope, bro.
It's all right. Like I said, you know, I am just sick of the format of what's the adventure of the day. Let's go do said adventure.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that because they see. I think that the big thing is where I think that comes into play. I guess what I like about it is that they were basically saying, "Hey, we don't have regular lives, so all we do to get by is doing these jobs, and so every job is." An episode essentially or build up for the next job. I think that's the part that I actually like the most, though, from an episodic perspective.
See, what's funny to me, the better episodes to me have been the ones where the Bad Batch have not been in it. Like,
so I think I'm watching one now that you probably would have thought would have been.
I mean, I'm caught up, so I'm caught up on all of them.
Yeah. I'm watching one now where they weren't in it, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's cool too.
It feels more Clone Warsy when they're not in it.
See, and that's why I can see why I got questions about clones and everything. Maybe it's something that I just don't.
Let's get the music and then let's talk about it.
Let's do it, man, because you got to answer some questions for me that only you can answer. And by the way, bro, I don't hear the music.
I don't know why you're not hearing the music. Hold on.
I hear it, but I don't hear it.
Well, then that's on your end, bro. Because let me see here.
As long as you hear it, that's fine. But I'm saying if I can't hear it, I'd imagine that the peoples can't hear it either.
Let's see here.
There we go.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
If you smell what the rock.
Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yep.
Hey, listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages because we're live on both platforms. You click on the notification, you click on the bell. That way you get the heads up whenever your boy's name is doing a thug thizzle. Now, this is my question about the clones that I just don't quite. Okay, so the clones, right? They're clones of whom?
Jango Fett.
Boba Fett daddy.
Yes.
Okay. So the clones then, are they like real people where they can then reproduce like a human?
they can reproduce, but they are still clones. So the cloning that we know is different in Star Wars time, right? So you are like you live your own individual life. The original assignment of the clones was to have chips implanted in them so that they could basically fulfill the bidding uh of Palps. But then of course some chips malfunctioned or some people had their chips removed. There's episodes in the Clone Wars where one of the clones finds out that they have chips in them, and before he can get the information out, he gets killed. So you know they are, but now in like this iteration of the clones, because Order 66 has happened, they're trying to build the new stormtroopers, which are real people. That's where they were snatching kids up from birth, like Finn and all of them, and basically having real humans in them to fulfill the First Order or the Republic's desires.
Wait. So stormtroopers are clones as well, or weren't? I always thought that all the stormtroopers were real people.
They are now, because originally they were clones. They phased
No,
out.
wait. When you say are now, when now? So I'm talking about
So you're watching the now. That's what I'm saying. Like if you the last episode of Clone Wars, right? They're talking about clones' rights, and
yeah.
they're phasing out the clones. They're getting rid of the clones because the clones serve their purpose. The whole purpose of the clones was to get rid of the Jedi. The Jedi got all cool and comfortable with the clones until Order 66 happened, and then they turned on all the Jedi and so now they're not useful to be clones. Now they wanted them to be real people, so they're phasing them out. And in this show that you're watching, they're phasing out the clones. If you notice in some of the episodes when they're eating and stuff like that, more and more clones is coming up missing and stuff like that. They're phasing them out. Like you seen it when old dude shot that one clone and pushed him over the edge.
Yeah.
They're trying to phase out the clones to bring in the real people. That there's going. I don't know if you got there yet, but there's an episode with Palpatine in it, and he is doing it. So yeah,
I got to where I saw Palpatine in it, but I saw when the dude who looked like a brother, like he had a little high top fade, he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm not gonna write some kind of report that falsifies." And he said, "Don't worry about it, homeboy. I got it." Shot his homeboy in the face, basically.
But he wasn't. He was a clone of Django too. Like he wasn't a brother. Like he was just like all the other clones.
Okay. Let me see. The Brown said of the original trilogy clones that were in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They were people. Okay. Yeah.
1 and 2 were clones, and the rest were people. Yeah, because after Order 66 is when they started phasing out the clones.
And these is Boba Fett daddies, peoples made of him. Yeah. Why they pick him?
That's just who they selected. I mean, he was a bounty hunter, and he probably had good DNA, and he got good stock, so they chose him. So, which is interesting because Omega is Boba Fett's sister.
Who's Omega?
The little girl that's in Bad Batch.
Okay. So wait. So I just thought that because she's also a clone, that technically all of them are basically from the same person. So they're all, I guess when I think about it, they're all related.
She's an unaltered clone like Boba Fett was. See, Boba Fett, if you notice, he grew up like a regular kid. He didn't. So the clones, the reason why they are getting rid of them is because they age too fast. They did that on purpose. Like they aged them up to build an army. You see what I'm saying? But Boba Fett, he asked for at least one clone that was unaltered, which was Boba Fett. Well, she's unaltered. That's why she's still a kid, Omega. So that's Boba Fett's sister.
Never tied the two together because I didn't know. I still, where in the Star Wars do they talk about Boba Fett being a clone? I've always known that he was just by that, but I never really remember.
He's in episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Is when you get
it's Attack of the Clone.
Yeah, when you go to the actual facility of oh my gosh. the facility where the clones were created, right? Where Obi-Wan goes to it because they were talking about Dooku basically set it up. So yeah, that's where the facility where Jango and Boba lived.
Okay, one last question for you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
In your professional Star Wars opinion, what is the coolest Star Wars name? Who got the coolest name, bro? Who to you got the coolest name?
Bro, I mean that one's gonna take some thought because
Is it is so I thought, right, Luke Skywalker just is a code name, but I also think Obi-Wan Kenobi is a code name, bro. I thought Obi-Wan probably is like my favorite, probably my favorite one.
Brown said he liked Lando Calrissian.
I thought I like Lando just because I like Landon, so naturally I think that's a pretty dope one as well, though.
You know, I love me some Mace Windu though, bro. And
Mace
you don't
Windu,
even know who that is.
Mace Windu is Samuel.
Yeah, last year you ain't know that.
I didn't know that though, man. You know who I like? I still like. This is what I think is dope. What I did, I actually had to Google this before I ask you that question. Right? I literally had some questions. I had to go through a search because I was like, yo, why did the Sith still call Count Dooku? Like everybody called him that, even though he had a Sith name, huh?
Count Dooku.
Dooku. Is it
Dooku?
Yeah, so they was like, they had the Darth Sidious is cold too, man. Golly, Darth Sidious might be. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe because Vader, I give Vader the pass because it's the OG, but Darth Sidious is probably one of the coldest Sith name. Darth Maul is also dope as well, but Darth Sidious. Darth Revan sounds like you're a deacon that converted to the dark side. Darth Sidious is pretty dope though, man. Maybe because I think of Insidious, that's cold. But yeah. But no, I had to. They still called him Dooku. I'm butchering it, but they said that he was undercover. So when he was a Jedi, when they didn't call him by his Sith name because they didn't just want to put his business on out there in the street like that. I didn't know that was why.
Darth Tyrannus.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that epiphany, man, when I was watching these last couple episodes, man. I was on Google and was going down this rabbit hole of Star Wars, and I said, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I still just don't quite connect the dots. And so when they reference certain things in this one, I'm having to look up names and look up stuff like that on here, though, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But hey, man, listen, have you been keeping up? I know the last time we left off, we were talking about the Super Bowl, and we were talking about we mentioned Eric Bieniemy got a job as the offensive coordinator from moved on from the Kansas City Chiefs. Unfortunate to some, very surprising to others. Everybody just thought that, hey, he might as well just go ahead. There's been more people now giving their opinions about this, and one of the things that I think that was interesting is that every year, Eric Bieniemy had been on like a year-to-year contract. They would renew him every year so that, he would always be able to get out his contract very easily, provided that he ever had a coaching, offer. And so with him going over to the Commanders as this assistant coach, people were just like, as assistant head coach, people were just kind of like, hey, you know what? They might, be looking to sell the franchise. So it's like, usually you see like, with a franchise owner, they be like, listen, I ain't got no loyalty to that coach. That ain't my guy. I inherited him, right? But I think that one of the things that really surprised me the most when I was watching the other day, and I saw LaShawn McCoy say some stuff about Eric Bieniemy that I was just like, bro, you know what's crazy to me though, man? LaShawn McCoy sounds like a bitter ex-football player who seems like the last 4 years of his career just didn't quite pan out. So like I've seen him take some subtle shots at the Kansas City staff, specifically Eric Bieniemy, but he was talking about I don't see what's so special about him if he don't call the plays. It was like all of that, control of the offense, the coming up with the plays, and this, that, and the other. That's all Andy Reid. So at the end of the day, it's like, bro, what's so special about Eric Bieniemy? And it was kind of surprising to me that LaShawn McCoy would say that, considering that Eric Bieniemy was a longtime running back coach for them. LaShawn McCoy was also a running back for them. And then I saw Tyreek Hill chime in today and was like, oh yeah, LaShawn McCoy is still mad because Eric Bieniemy had to get on him about tucking that ball, basically, though, man. So I'm always shook up, but I saw that today, though, man, and I was just like, bro, come on. You of all people should know better, right? But I was just like, come on, bro. The more I watch him, though, the less information I find. Like, like a lot of times you see like guys where they were players. Like Shannon Sharp was a player, and even though he hasn't played in a long time, he'll give you insight of a player's psyche, of what happened behind them rooms, behind them doors, and everything like that. And it makes you think, wow, that's some behind the scenes kind of stuff. I think that LaShawn McCoy is the absolute worst on TV doing that, bro. Like he gives these
hater vibes.
They're very hater vibes, though, bro. It's like, I know you shady McCoy, bro, but you seem like you being real shady too. Like different, everything just has a bit of shade to it, though, bro. I saw that today, though, man. I wanted to see if you had actually saw that, though, bro.
I saw the report. I didn't actually watch it, but yeah, I saw him out there hating, bro. Because there is no. What was the purpose? That man is on to a different job. Why are you commenting about what he got going on? That is some crab in the barrel stuff, bro.
To his point, they asked him, right? He was like, I'm giving you my opinion, but this is my thing. It's almost like you're trying to give an analytical response that's based off of your personal experience as well. But your personal experience is that's your personal experience isn't your personal professional. It's your personal experience. This is something that happened, so that changed what you thought about somebody. So it's one of those things, bro, I think it's weird. But I got like a little gnat that's been floating around. I've been trying to kill. But listen, I think it's just one of them things, though, man, that it tripped me out, though, bro, because when I you see somebody new. Yeah, you see somebody new to TV. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give him a chance, though, bro. But every chance I see him, though, bro, it's almost like he's sliding some little hater vibe to different people, though, running backs, positions. It's like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I haven't seen him on any sports talk or anything like that. But I mean, the thing is that, like you said, media will dig and look for some people that's got some stuff, something spicy to say. You know what I'm saying? Because the clickbait and you on TV more, bro.
Yeah, he replaced Marcellus Wiley, who I was starting to get like I was almost, it's weird because I liked when Marcellus Wiley and Max Kellerman had their vibe together. And then I remember Marcellus Wiley had somebody else, and I didn't particularly care for him and Acho. Like they just seemed like it's cool, but it wasn't all that. But he replaced him, and
he said Acho wanted his own show from the
Acho wanted his show from the beginning, and it seems very much like that. But I do feel like not that this is Acho's own show, but I think that Marcellus Wiley's personality just didn't quite allow for Acho to be as big, to me anyway. It kind of kept him in a pocket, though, man. And it was some back and forth, but I think that now that they have a bigger cast, it does allow him to shine more. I love Joy Taylor on there, though, man. But McCoy, I can go without him, though, man. But maybe it's like that. Maybe he's the person that other people hate as well, and that's what keeps you relevant, by having people that dislike your takes and dislike what you got to say for whatever the reason is, though. He's a hater, though, man.
Yep. A grade.
Hey, NBA Allstar. For starters, what did you think about the dunk contest?
I enjoyed the whole All-Star weekend. I'm one of, I guess I'm in the minority of the people that actually liked the All-Star weekend. I know people like certain elements of it, but as far as a whole, there's always something. Like if it ain't the game, then it's the dunk contest. If it ain't the dunk contest, then it's the 3-point contest. Like there's always something wrong with it where they're just like, well, we need to fix this. We need to fix this, which I do have a fix for the All-Star game, but yeah, I did enjoy the game and the dunk contest.
I got a suggestion for the All-Star game. But here's my take on that. I am one of those people where, like I think I said before, we talked about this, and I said I got a problem when people try to say the dunk contest is whack. Like we talked about last time we talked about this. I told you, man, like dunking is not an easy thing to do, right? And so people say the problem with the dunk contest is that, when you have the dunk contest, the superstars aren't in it. And I was like, bro, it's not that you could just get any superstars in it. All superstars aren't creative dunkers like that. They're game dunkers, right? So like I saw Stephen A. Smith say it's stained. It's a stain on LeBron James's resume that he never participated in the dunk contest. And I was like, stained? Like really? And when I see stuff like that, I'm thinking like, yo, he's a good game dunker though, bro. But I think that to say that if you're in the dunk contest, that means that you can do dunks that nobody else can do. But then to also be a superstar player and be able to do dunks that nobody's ever done before, that's even more of a niche of the exception, though, bro. So it's like, nah, I think that's a bit much, though. I enjoyed the dunk contest. The only person that I was surprised about the most was Jericho Sims, because I know that Jericho Sims, like he was out there and his face, he was looking down in the rims. He got bunnies, and I just thought that he'd have more creative dunks, but he's a perfect case of he does good game dunks, and it's just creatively, it's all based off of being able to jump high. But I enjoyed even the dunks that didn't get the higher scores. Like I thought that there was some very complex dunks that were in there.
I think this dunk contest proved that we didn't need the stars. Like it would be nice to have the stars,
yeah.
But this dunk contest proved that you didn't need the stars. Obviously, of course, during the game when like Ja Morant is doing all these crazy dunks, people is like, "Oh, this is why we want him in the dunk contest."
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, I think what we got this weekend was great.
Why don't you think superstars want to get into it?
Because they don't want to get embarrassed.
I think that's what it is. I think they don't want to lose.
They don't. But it's not only that though, but I think it's dope that to see all of the stars on the front line rooting these people on. Like
I absolutely love that.
When you watch Giannis's reaction to people, or Siakam got the old school camera out there to record, or you about to make such and such as IG, feed or whatever. Like, nah, I'm cool with what we got. Would it be dope to have some stars in it? 100%. But at the same time, the weekend, I think, should also highlight people that don't necessarily get that shine, because the shiners are going to be in the game, right? This is All-Star weekend. So for instance, I thought that Isaiah Joe, who is the leading 3-point percentage in the NBA that plays for the Thunder, should have had a spot in the 3-point competition. If Simons wasn't going to be able to be in it, why he didn't take Julius Randle's spot? We talked about all the spots that he could have took. He could have took Tyler Hero's spot, and I said that before the All-Star game too. So there was opportunities when you get these people the opportunity to shine on a different level. They would have had that opportunity to do that.
Okay, the game in itself, before we get to what you think can fix it, what do you think about the game? Because people's response, even Mike Malone, the coach, said it's the worst game ever, right? The absolute worst, no competitiveness.
I didn't have an issue with it because I knew what I was going to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the All-Star game. People just want to see dunks. They want to see how far, like watching Damian Lillard pull up from behind the half court line. All of that was dope to me. I enjoyed myself. Now, do I have ideas to make it better? I do. But before we get to that, let me ask you this question. Do you think it was bad that we didn't see LeBron on Saturday?
On
Like during the
Saturday,
Saturday night stuff? Like you saw Giannis.
No. I don't think so. And then I'm gonna be honest. The reason why I don't think so, while I do think that LeBron is still the face of the league, to be quite honest with you, though, right? I still do enjoy the fact that it's a transition, right? I think that I'm gonna be honest. I was concerned that with LeBron James leaving the NBA in possibly 2 to 3 years, that there wasn't another face of the league, like mega. You think about how clean LeBron is, right? I didn't think that there was another LeBron, not even because you think it went from Kobe to LeBron as terms of the face, the star of all stars, right? I don't think that necessarily Kevin Durant has ever tried to be the star of all stars, right? I don't
he's
think
like
that
the villain of the league.
Yeah, but I never thought Kawhi Leonard was the star of star.
Right.
I think that they're and so the closest you got is Giannis, right? And I think that with that being the case, I don't have a problem with LeBron not being there because Giannis was there, right? And because Giannis to me, I think the next face of the league where he's the primary guy. I think that I'm okay with it, though. I think that Ja Morant could be it, but I think that
I got a stain on him right now. But the thing is this, right? Because LeBron is still playing at a high level, he should have been there. He should have been there supporting the young ones.
I'm not mad that he didn't go though. I agree.
I'm not mad, but he should have been. He should have been in the front row. He could have been a dunk official. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the judges, like one of the judges, something like. But you got to be there for Saturday night. The way that they honored him all Sunday, where Sarah was like, "Is this a LeBron?" Highlight?
I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did, bro. Because listen, I honestly believe, bro, that I think that people have attacked LeBron because they feel like LeBron adding to his legacy is some kind of attack on Jordan's greatness. And so I appreciated that they just took a minute to have that LeBron appreciation moment because he's not going to be around forever.
This is true. I had no issue with it. I'm telling you what Sarah said. I'm just saying, with you still actively playing, with you still going after rings, with you're still a part of the league. You ain't gone yet. So you got to be there Saturday, bro. Like we need you to show up.
I think would have made it more about him than the other guys. That's the only thing I
did it make it more about Giannis by Giannis being there? Like, no, he could have been in the same spot with his camera out, hyping these young kids up. Bro,
but you think about that. If it's LeBron and you get LeBron's reaction, people gonna be like, "Oh, look at LeBron, you can react, but you couldn't have been in the dunk." Like if it's LeBron, but if it's Giannis, I don't think that people have the flack. They don't give him the flack that they would give LeBron on just genuine.
They had the camera on. They had the camera on Giannis like almost the whole time.
Yes, the whole time.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, y'all are the captains of the All-Star weekend. Y'all are the captains. You could have had Bronny and your other son on out there. Like, I'm just saying, it would have been dope for him to be out there on Saturday night.
It would have been cool. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not mad, and not that I'm mad. Mad probably ain't the word. I'm not disappointed that he wasn't either.
Anyway, what was your idea?
I'm about to ask you, how do you do it?
Oh, it's easy. So the biggest complaints that we always get, not competitive enough, and we need more stars to participate in some of the activities, right? Put it at the end of the year. Make it the weekend before the finals start. And let the NBA give their donation. They just give a donation to a charity of their choice, but you break it back out to East and West, and the winner of the game gets some sort of bonus. Because now that it's the end of the season, you're not worried about getting hurt. Plus, it's an incentive to play a little harder because you're getting paid for it. And what happens is, but just like in the NFL, right? The people that are going to make it to the finals, they're not going to be in the All-Star weekend because they're obviously preparing for the finals. But because look, you look at KD wasn't there this year, Steph wasn't there this year, Clay wasn't there this year, and we didn't miss a beat, right? So whichever two teams are going to be in the finals, those stars are going to be the ones that you would replace if they got voted in. So that way it makes it more competitive because people aren't so worried about, oh, if I get hurt, I ain't gonna be able to finish the season. You about to start your summer. So
I can see that. The only concern that I have, right, depending on when you have it, is that you think though, man, to play. I know it's just one game, right? But after having played 82 games, and some of those guys, including the playoffs, depending on when they actually have it, if you have it after, some guys would have played, possibly you got a 7-game series, right? You go 3 game 7 series, that's 21 more games. So you got somebody who just played a total of 103 games. I think that by having it at the end of the season, it would make some of those players who are going to play into the playoffs not want to get into it. Like they'll want to be voted as an all-star,
no.
but not want to play.
It's over. It's like your season is done. Here's the thing. It ain't like you're playing the entire all-star game, bruh.
I get that.
Some people are going to be starting their summer workouts. Some people go right into their summer workouts. So what I'm saying is you do the game, but like, for instance, right, East or West, they finish up first, right? So they start and they break, waiting for the finals to start, right? And then finally, the other team finishes up. So now they're ready to start the finals. So that weekend before the finals start, you do All-Star weekend, and then boom, you go to the finals.
I don't know. I kind of see. I don't know, man. I don't know. I got so many different thoughts about that, but it's a good suggestion.
So what's your idea on how we make it better?
Okay, here we go. Right? I think you add one more event. Right? Peep this. I think that you have king of the court, 3 dribbles, right? And you basically have the NBA basically ISO king, right? So you have it set on up to where you have, even if you have all the all-stars that are participating in it, and even if you didn't have an all-star in it, you got some other dude who's just a role player on the team, and you be like, all right, you're like, no, he got TJ Warren is a perfect example, is a bucket. All the people who say, oh no, that person is a bucket, right? You put all of them in a tournament you shooting the ones, and you basically do a tournament style king of the court. And by then you determine who is the real, because you think about that though, right? You say, oh yeah, well, if somebody did, one-on-one against this person, that person be that. Like KD. Imagine if you have KD playing one-on-one against LeBron, or you got Kyrie going one-on-one against Ja Morant. You got Ja Morant going one-on-one against Steph Curry. Or for that matter, right? You got, it's 3 dribbles, right? So you might have Joel Embiid going one-on-one against Kyrie, or Kyrie going one-on-one at Joel Embiid. It's 1 shot, 3 dribbles, basically. So you got to make your shot, or that's it. The other person gets the ball, boom, you good. I think it would be dope to see Giannis going straight one-on-one against that, and you have a winner to be determined the best one-on-one play. And I understand that one-on-one basketball, it's a team game, but ISO basketball is part of basketball as well. And I think that you have that as one of your games, that your crowning events. I think that would be fire, bro.
But Charles, let me ask you 2 questions. One, how does that help the All-Star game?
Well, that's a good. I'm glad you said that, because I think that while it doesn't, I think that here's the thing. I don't know that it helps the All-Star game, right? I think that you have the All-Star. I think the All-Star weekend as an event. I think the same way how I think like the skills competition. That's okay. I think you can replace the skills listen, I'm only saying that because I'm saying this. I think playing the best one-on-one could be the next dunk contest, bro.
Right,
like I think that it could be as big.
Here's my other thing, right? If you're already worried about getting hurt, how then are, like you said, all those dream scenarios that you brought up is still relying on the stars participating.
You can get hurt in the dunk contest. You can get hurt in the dunk contest. You can tear your ACL in the dunk contest.
I got hurt
right?
in the All-Star game. I get that. But what I'm saying is it goes back to the participation of the stars. Because it goes, this is what we just brought up at the beginning of the segment, talking about why people aren't entering the dunk contest because they scared to get their brand hurt, right?
Yep.
So then who's trying to go one-on-one and get embarrassed on live TV?
Right. That is my point though, right? I think that at first, right? At first, you would get up there and you would be like, I think that it would be where it would be starting out grassroots to where you'll see certain people don't. But I think that over time, in 2 years, 3 years, when you say, oh, no, this person is the true one-on-one. And then that person said, then after that, you say, oh, yeah, he only number one because this person, that person didn't get in it. Then it's like, well, listen, if you're really about that smoke and you want that, sign up, then I'm here. Like I'm talking about, I think to me, this is the reason why I say that though, bro. I think a one-on-one tournament is something that I think to me is something that a player, a good player, can sustain, especially we talking about if you play 3 dribble king, if you play only 3 dribbles, right? We're not trying to have you going out there and pounding it, going blah, 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 blah. This is saying no, there are certain rules. I think that it could be as big as the dunk contest. Now, what does it do for the game? It doesn't do nothing for the game. The game in itself, listen, I think the game in itself is what it is. People make it seem like, oh, it's these new guys. In the game, the All-Star game's always been like this. Nothing's going to change that.
I don't think it's been always like this because when Jordan was going at Kobe, they would.
It was all in fun. It was all in fun.
It was all in fun, but there was more defense, is what everybody's complaining about. So what I'm saying is these new cats is worried about getting hurt. So that's why I say put it at the end of the year when you're not worried about having the remainder of the season to play. I'm not saying adding another event. I'm not saying that.
Okay, but let's say hypothetically though, right? I don't mean to cut you off, but let's say if you're concerned about the injuries, and even if it's at the end of the season, then you go ahead and you get hurt at the end of the season, right? Now you sitting here got to rehab. You got to spend your summer rehabbing versus you doing your summer conditioning, though, man. That's always going to be a possibility, though, bro. I just think that there's nothing that you can do to make the players take it more serious.
No, but I'm saying coaches is probably telling players like, look, I know that you in the All-Star game, but you know we're gonna need you for that final stretch of the season.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I'm saying more people, I believe, would participate a little harder if there was more of an incentive for the players, not just playing for a charity. And again, I'm saying your event, adding a new event, I have no issue with that. I'm just concerned that we're going to be talking about the same thing with the dunk contest, with trying to get the stars to participate. Like it's going to be people that like you said, some role players out there doing it.
Listen, but think about that though, right? Think about this, right? Think about it. If you got a tournament, you got some veteran players out there, and you got goddamn Giddy out there, and you see Giddy out here giving people buckets, right? And you thinking like, wait a minute, he's on my team. I ain't never seen him do that. Then you start to be more interested in the play. Like, why ain't we getting him in those situations? Like, I think that's more of a reach to me.
Again, I'm not arguing with you about the why or the want to for a new event. I'm just saying I think we would have the same issue of having the stars into it. I don't have an issue with adding another event, because the thing is if you want to be honest, we can make All-Star Weekend an All-Star Week to give them a full week off to participate in stuff, or extend it to Monday, right?
Because they get the time off now after the weekend, so the next game don't pick up until like the end of this weekend or something like that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like maybe the All-Star game then goes to Monday night, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, like how they do the national championship. All I'm saying is I was working on a way to try to improve the game. Like you said, at the end of the day, if people don't want to play in the All-Star game because they don't want to play in it, they won't. But I'm saying if you give the players more of an incentive to play, and it's outside of the scope, it's after the season. So now I feel a little better on playing because I ain't got to worry about if I get hurt, I can't be there for my team for my real job. I think that's where I think.
I get that, man. I can't think of a way that you can incentivize guys who are already making $40 million a year, $1 more million a year ain't gonna make it up for a day. It isn't gonna make that big of a difference, right? I mean, unless you make a prize and you say, all right, no, the prize then, right? The winners get $100 million. And so you got 12 all-stars, and you say, no, it's an extra, you get an extra $10 million per player, and the MVP gets $20 million double. Now we talking, because in that regard, okay, yeah, we talking about some bread then though, man. But you can't tell a player who's already making $40 million to play in a game that technically speaking, right, by you being there, you would have already received your bonuses that you would have made in your contract by making the All-Star. So making it was already the achievement. But if you say, no, you're there, now separately from this, you got a $100 million prize that you divide up amongst all these. And not that's different. Now, all the other little events and everything like that, the charities, you get that still from the skills competition, the 3-point competition, all whatever you want to do. And you can do something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it got to be about money, though. It got to be.
Yeah,
it got to be
about money.
money.
Yeah. I know that. Other big news from All-Star Weekend, though, after All-Star closed. Wait, hold on. Before we get there, what you think about Dame Dollar winning the 3-point competition?
I thought it was dope. I thought that it was. I saw Dame. They showed a clip of him warming up. I was like, oh yeah, he got it. I knew he was gonna win it from the beginning, though, bro. And I think it's dope for him, though, man. Like, I think that I still I root for Dame just because it means something to me that he's a shorter guy that still drop buckets, though, man. So I expected him to win. I like that there was some thrill behind it and all that other stuff. It was dope. I like the 3-point contest all around, though, man.
What did you think of Jason Tatum winning, taking over the scoring record for the All-Star game?
Listen, bro. Listen. Jason Tatum said, y'all can go out here and play too cool for school if you want to. But I'm about to go out here and put these numbers up, bro. I at least respected it. Like when I was mad, like when I saw like the skills competition and I saw like the Utah boys get out there and I saw like Jordan Clarkson was just out there real casual, being real cool about it. I'm thinking like, nah, bro. I like, if you ain't gonna be competitive, I need to see you at least be somewhat competitive, right? Get enough shots up in there. So yeah, I thought that it was dope, man.
Yeah, well, he didn't even know he was about to break the record. Dame is the one that told him, like, yo, the record is 52, bro.
Who had the record before that?
Anthony Davis.
Oh yeah, well listen, I'm glad Anthony Davis. Oh god damn, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not mad, bro. Get him out of there, bro. Get up. I listen. One more thing that I just think that I don't know, bro. I've been so disappointed with Anthony Davis, bro, that it's just ridiculous, man.
They on the clock now, bro, since that last trade went through.
Last trade, you said that they got Russ up out of there.
They got Russ up out of there, and they brought another Russell.
Yes. So then they got Russell was traded to the Jazz. He was recently bought out.
Yep. And he is now a Clipper, and I am ecstatic, bro.
Okay, let me ask you. I know you're happy for Russ.
Yeah.
What does it do for the Clippers?
Stability. Because the thing is that from stability. From time to time, we don't know if Paul George is going to play. From time to time, we don't know if Kawhi is going to play. But we do know who is going to play, and that's Russell Westbrook. So that's the stability of having every night you're going to have a star on the floor.
So here's the one thing that I am kind of curious about, right? I think that one of the primary differences, and I don't know that I got to see, right? So I know that Russ and PG played together, and PG had his best statistical season by playing aside Russ. And I think that the one thing that's dope about PG is that he can play inside, he can play outside. So I don't think that he isn't relegated to being a catch and shoot player, right? So I think that with that being said, bro, one of the things that I am kind of curious is what the floor spacing looked like, right? Because they brought in Bones Holland from the Nuggets as well, and they brought in Russ. They got rid of Reggie Jackson, got rid of I don't know who the other point guard is.
They got rid of Paul. They got rid of John Wall.
Rid of John Wall, yeah.
Right.
So my thing is this, though, right? I think that if you're concerned about floor spacing, right? I think that Paul George.
Here's
Kawhi
where I
Leonard,
think it's going to happen, right?
man.
Because they have shooters, right? The thing is
Do they
that
got shooters? Do they got shooters?
yes, they got shooters. They have Eric Gordon. They have Norman Powell. They have they and I'm not saying Plumlee is a shooter, but they got Plumlee. And I forgot who else they added, but but they said the reporters are saying that Kawhi, the Morris brother, PG, all of them are at like 38% or 40 something percent shooting right now. So Russ, with them spreading the floor, Russ can drive, do his thing, and kick out with the stuff that he was successfully doing in other places. And the thing is they had conversations with Russ. We all know Russ can, if you ask him to do something and he knows what his role is defined to be, he can do it. He did it in LA, whether people agree with how it turned out or not. But the point is, him and PG know how to work together. We don't know whether he's going to be starting yet or whether he's going to be coming off the bench. A lot of the things that they were saying is if he did come off the bench, a lot of times Kawhi goes out after the first quarter, so it'll be him and PG in the second quarter. And so they have an idea. Him and Ty Lue have sat down and worked through some stuff. But you're talking about a Westbrook that's still in LA on a team that has a potential chance to win it all. I'm excited for Russ, and I think this is a great move for him. Out of all the other
honest,
on the table,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that to me, with all things considered, I don't know who else they got as their point guard. I think that it's just Russ and Bones.
Terrence Mann.
Unless you start Terrence Mann, because I thought that they like him coming off the bench. I don't see how you put Bones Holland over Russ, even if you say, "Oh, Russ, we want you to come off the bench." The total minutes ain't gonna make that much. I think that you got. I think not you got to, but I think that you start Russ, right? Because even if Kawhi subs out of the game, Russ still gonna have that energy, right? He gonna have to still. I do like the idea that you put out there about if Kawhi comes off the court. And the fact that you don't know what games really Kawhi is ever going to really be in. You got Russ out there. I agree with you 1,000%. But I'm thinking about when those three are out there together. I think that
I'm not worried about Russ playing with other stars, bro. I'm so over that narrative of listen, the Lakers thing didn't work because LeBron has to have the ball, right? Kawhi and PG don't like to bring up the ball like that. That's not their thing. So they can do stuff off the ball. And the thing is that they want Russ there for rebounding. They want Russ to be able to push the ball. The thing is that John Wall was effective when he did play, but then even him, he began to start not being able to play. And then Reggie Jackson, he clogged it up because he's also a scoring point guard like that too. So my thing is that I want to give it a chance before I start criticizing, and I'm gonna give him the same amount of time that I expect other stars to be able to try to work it out together to do too, because I don't think I want to see what the Suns look like when it happens.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I think that I expect this is gonna be crazy. I expect for Russell to fit better with the Clippers faster than he did with the Lakers, to be honest with you. And I expect that KD will fit in better with them. I think you can put KD on any team anywhere and he's gonna do what he do. But I think that even if this is the thing. My problem, my only problem with Russ is the turnovers, and I can't ever excuse I love everything about him, but the turnovers though, bro, it's just. And so I would love to see Russ prove everybody wrong by getting there and dropping his turnovers. If he got there and cut his turnovers in half, I think that would be impressive. And listen, if Russ can get there and drop his turnovers in half, I think that the Clippers can be what we think they'll be. But I think that if you get Russ out there and he still has the turnovers to go with all the things that we like, I just don't think it's going to work, bro.
Well, like I said, I'm optimistic. And the other thing is this, bro. I say this, I know where the Thunder are at. So if the Thunder can't win the championship, I want the Clippers to, because the thing is they're always going to have something to say about Russ, but the one thing they're going to have to put in the front of that is champ.
I hope so, man. Listen, I would love to see Russ prove everybody wrong and win the championship by doing whatever was required for him to do out there. I would absolutely love to see it. Yeah, absolutely. And listen, I'm not going to lie. It would make the Lakers look kind of bad in the process.
And that's the thing. I want the Lakers. I want the Clippers to stump a mud hole in the Lakers, like somebody was talking about somebody mama, bro.
They don't play their next game against each other until like April. It's still a couple months.
That gives them a little bit of time to get everybody healthy and to get everybody on the floor, so there ain't no excuses for who get their face busted.
You know, Russ gonna take it personal.
Oh my gosh, that's what I know. No, if he dunks on Anthony Davis, bro, oh my gosh, or Russell, I can't wait for him to. I can't wait for him to dunk on the other Russell and then do the little sign on to him, bro. Or rock about baby.
It's coming. It's coming. Yeah. I am, like I said, I'm happy for Russ. I was getting almost nervous, and I was like, "Dang, is Russ gonna get the look?" But I didn't want to see Russ.
He had 4 teams. He had 5 teams interested in him. He had Chicago, which Billy Donovan called him personally. He had Miami, which Miami didn't make any moves to clear it out for him. He had Chicago. He had Washington, and then he had the Clippers. So he had 5
Miami
teams.
Miami didn't work because they picked up Kevin Love after his buyout.
I thought he went to Miami.
Yeah.
Okay, but even still, they were. What I'm saying is, when it first popped off, though, they were talking about they wanted a point guard, though, because they was trying to move Thickums, but they just didn't.
I don't know. I'm glad he didn't. Patrick Beverly went to the Bulls. Yeah. Because Lonzo Ball is out for the season. They just announced that today. That man ain't played in 2 seasons, bro. 2 full seasons. He got his bag and then just been sitting out ever since, man.
Yeah, got his brother outshining him. Hey,
yeah.
Why did Patrick Beverly choose the Bulls over the Wizards, though?
I think that's because Pat Beverly. I think that Pat Beverly, to be honest with you, I don't think that there's a big significant difference between the Bulls and the Wizards. I think that the only thing is I think Pat Beverly is from Chicago, though.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I believe that the Wizards have a better chance of winning than Chicago does.
I don't think so. To me, I prefer DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine over
Stephen Clay.
No. No. You said over the Warriors. He didn't pick the Warriors. No, he can't play. He can't play for the Warriors, bro.
Why not?
Okay, so when he went to the Clippers initially, right, and they had PG and they said and Pat Beverly was number 1. Oh, you had your good run. It's our time now. And what Steph said, bro, ain't you like 30 something basically, though, bro? And that's all Steph said. And I was just like, dog, you can't go and play with him after that. After you just was telling him, oh, yeah, you've been whipping up on me. I got my squad now. It's our time. And then, that boy was like, yo, you old head out here. No, you can't play on the team after that, bro.
No, you absolutely can for a couple of reasons. One, Pat Bev didn't ask for a trade. He was bought out or whatever the case may be. It's free game for you to go wherever. And the thing is that we've all heard the story about Pat Bev, right? You don't want to play against him, but you want him as a teammate. So if the Warriors were interested in him, then I don't see no reason why he couldn't play with him.
I don't think that he would sign with the Warriors. I think that, bro, if the Warriors would have to offer him some insane amount of money, I think for the kind of person a player that I think Pat Bev is, I would be inclined to say that he would have to be offered a whole lot of money to play for the Warriors, though, bro. Like they would have to offer him a multi-year contract right away. I just don't think that he built to just go and play with the Warriors after that kind of talking that he was doing with Steph.
Yeah. But, bro, let's get into these snitches before we get out of here, bro.
Hey, man, listen. So I'm blown away, man, because the first thing that came up on my recently was YSL. They got the boy Thug's lawyer is trying to call for a mistrial because apparently this cat that was down with their team was basically an informant. This is a video came out some years ago apparently of this cat YSL Woody. Never heard of him. I don't know if he raps or if he's just part of the squad or whatever. But he's out here jammed up, and he is basically trying to volunteer. He is signing up, and it looks like very little pressure the video comes on and he's like, hey, what can I do to help myself out? I'll give you what you want. You know what I'm saying? And it felt just like the movies when they say, well, you can help yourself by doing this, that, the other. He was like, how can I help myself? Right off the cuff. So I was tripped out. And this has been blasted everywhere on all the little social media outlets. I mean, he is just snitching. And the thing, I don't know, because I don't know him. I don't know if after that, if he actually got locked up and then he went back to kicking it with them, or if he didn't get locked up, he went back to this, but he was still cooperating, giving them info. Whatever. If he was truly an informant like that, though, bro. But it's one of the worst, and it's just making the whole YSL squad just look bad out here, though, bro. Like bad. And then before you know it, I'm watching Vlad TV. And I see Lil Boosie, and Boosie was saying, "Listen, man, T.I. got out here on his podcast, and basically said that he had a cousin that he dumped some charges off." And I listen, I haven't gone back and watched the total video, but this excerpt of this T.I. is basically saying he had his big cousin where. You know, his big cousin was basically saying, hey, if you can dump all these charges on me and you not get anything at all, though, bro, then go ahead, put them things on me. Now, I think this cousin may have died, if I'm not mistaken.
That was the conversation. He said, bro, if I die and you ever get some charges and you can and put it on me so that you can be out with your family, then do that. His cousin died, and that's what he did. So that was a conversation that he had between him and his cousin. So
is that snitching still, bro? Is that ratting?
Nah, bro. That's somebody taking the fall that you can't like. That's if what I'm saying is this, right? Let's just say me and you have an agreement, right? That bro, if this and this happen, then I need you to do X, Y, and Z, right? That's between me and you. That ain't got nothing to do with everybody else. So no, that's not snitching. That's an agreement that you and I had. I
get out of jail for free card.
Right. If I'm dead, bro. And you can pin some stuff on me so that you can still be out with Landon, you better do that quick.
So this is my thing, though, right? Because I think the thing that just calls into question after that, though, is when did you do this? And T.I. said, no, they don't know about this particular charge because everybody was wondering, like, how did T.I. get just a year for the gun charges? You know what I'm saying? Did he come out and he was doing the 1-800 Crime Stoppers? And so T.I. has been called. You know, especially about Folk Master Flex. I told you before, though, he's been on T.I. about ratting, basically, though, man. And I'm just sitting here thinking listen, I'm going to tell you this. The one thing I can respect about Boosie's position is that Boosie says, I don't mess with rats of any kind, right? And if he thinks that by his definition, this is a rat, it don't matter who you are, I can't rock with you. On some level, I have to respect that, right? Because even if T.I. said this was an agreement that me and my boy, even if me and you had this agreement, right? And somebody else said, no, bro, you did. Yeah, you ratted. You told for lesser charges. That's what ratting is by definition, right? That's usually what you either told to get reduced or lesser charges or to avoid charges altogether. And if he's saying, listen, I understand that's what y'all may have said, but bro, you told. And if according to Boosie, you're supposed to take the time if you're doing those crimes. And if you don't, because you told to get reduced times, that's ratting. It's surprising to me, though, man, that it would like he's saying, bro, you gonna put this out there right before we about to drop this album already done. And they asked him, is it coming out? He was like, no, it's not coming out because according to Boosie, I don't do that with those kind of people. Like I can almost I'm not gonna say almost. I respect that. Like you stand 10 toes down on that principle.
He being consistent.
Yeah, very consistent.
Nothing wrong with it.
Does this do anything to T.I. brand wise?
No. For one, I'm not with that street life. For two, T.I.'s done entirely too much for the culture and for everything else for this to like stain him for any reason. That man is human. And again, he had a conversation with his cousin, and that was something like some type of street rule in itself, to where it's like, nah, bro, listen, if you get jammed up and if something happened to me, nah, dump that on me, bro, so you could be out here, because T.I. is better to help the community and everything else and his family outside than he is on the inside. So no, I'm with it.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't know if I'm just being incredibly nosy, but I do now. I'm curious. What were the charges? Like, what were you about to face? What was the instance, right? Because to me,
I think they talk about it all in the actual interview. You might want to check it out.
I gotta check out the interview. That's because I'm like, all right, you know what? I do think, but listen, however you want to dress it up, right? I think that it is, bro. Rat. If somebody said, listen, man, Charlie, you know what I'm saying? Hey, me, we have this conversation, and me and you have this agreement. Even if everybody in our squad knows that we have this agreement. If everybody, this is my thing, the only way that wouldn't bother me would be that if everybody who mattered to me knew that we had this agreement, right? So if all the people that I respect and all the people whose opinions matter to me, if they knew that this was what we were doing, and if something happened, this would be our agreement, right? Yeah, I would totally, that would be different though, bro.
But you know, the whole thing is this. Nobody even found out like it happened. They asked a question, like almost like, did you ever rat before? Or did you ever snitch or say something before? And he said, and then he told the story. Like nobody would have ever known.
Yeah, and that's what Boosie was saying. He was like, bro, listen, man. But listen, I don't know, man. He been sitting on that though for this whole time though, man. And I don't know, man. It's
probably because he didn't look at it as snitching though. So that's what I'm saying. Like, why bring up some stuff that wasn't ever in question in his opinion? Because he's like, look, I had this agreement with my cousin. What I look like just randomly volunteering some information. We don't just go, you and I don't just randomly go around telling everybody this is what I did. Like, so what? Why do we have these expectations? Because these people are celebrities or whatever to just be that transparent where we expect them to tell us every single thing that they're doing. That's not a prerequisite of being a celebrity.
I agree with you, bro. I think that my issue, my main issue is the fact that he's already been questioned about potential rat-like activities before, right? So now when you say, so you ratted that time, but not this time, maybe that's true, but then that just says, you know, if you lie, you're a liar, right? If you steal, you're a thief. Like it's just,
here's the thing, bro. This for one, I'm so glad I'm not in that street life to be a concern. Number two, if you like TI, this ain't phasing it. If you don't like TI, then it's gonna make a big deal. And if you was in between about TI, then this could tip you over the edge. So the thing is like, if you like it, I love it. But at the end of the day, it don't do nothing for me. I think, like I said, I think if you had an agreement like that, that's between you and your homie.
Yo, I listen, man. I totally get that if that's a street code kind of thing, right? I just look at it like, to me, I'm not gonna lie. Part of what I like about certain rappers that are street rappers, even though they're living a life that I would never live, I like them because of what I believe is the authenticity behind it, right? And that's where it's kind of like, oh, that's a blow to my heart there, bro. Like when I find out that, yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm still trying to process it, but I want to watch the whole interview just to get a holistic understanding of that conversation and not just an excerpt. But at the same time, regardless of what T.I. says, I have to respect that Boosie said, nope, can't do it. Can't do it.
Nah, I respect that too. I'm not even mad at him. I'm not mad either way.
Yeah. Yep. Listen, man,
but I definitely don't think it's in the same category as Gunna though.
You don't. Why not?
Because he wasn't on the stand. This was, again, somebody asked him a question in an interview and he didn't volunteer any information.
At some point, T.I. would have been on a stand. At some point, he would have been in front of a lawyer and basically did the same thing that Gunna did, though. So he would have been asked. So yeah,
let me see it.
But that's the thing. He did. You're not gonna see it, but he told you it happened, though, right? So yeah, it just so happens that when Gunna did his, he was
that
Gunna.
code was established with his street people though. So again, to me, it's apples and oranges because unless that boy Jeffrey come out and say, nah, I told Gunner to say that on the stand. That's a whole different.
If Gunner listen, if Gunner said if Thug told Gunner to say that, I'm cool. It's not even ratting to me at that point.
So then what's the difference? So tell me what's the difference if his cousin told him to do that, but then if Jeffrey told him to do it, it's okay. So that's what I'm talking about.
So now I think
to make it make sense.
No, part of that to me is that the reason why it's the case, though, right, is that if Thug is basically saying they want me, not you, they're coming after me, right? Not you. So go ahead and say this because they want me, not you, right? I think that's the thing about it. But if you're telling me that T.I.'s cousin was
put it on me.
No, wait. If they were coming for T.I.'s cousin anyway, right? They're just dumping on him. But if he wasn't, listen, if he didn't have nothing to do with that, right? And you just had to dump some charges off, that is different. That's different to me than even though y'all had that.
You got the permission to do it, bro. And he's saying, look, I'm not here, bro. It ain't like let him. What's that gonna change? I'm not here. Dump it on me and keep it pushing.
I understand, but I think that what makes Thugs different though is that they were never coming for Thug. T.I., they were coming for T.I., not his cousin. So that's why I think it's different. But if Thug comes out, because Gunna hasn't said anything at all about, has not responded whatsoever that I'm aware of. And so I think that, yeah, but if Thug gets out and he says, and even after, if he says, nah, I told him to go ahead and say that because it didn't make any sense for both of us to be in here when they just want me. And if he didn't do nothing, blah, 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 blah. If he did that under the direction of his boss, his big bro like that, then I'm cool with what Gunna did, to be honest with you.
Gunner said, Gunner's lawyer said that he is not cooperating with authorities. That's what.
So in that regard, that's what I said. That's the one thing I've been trying my best to hold my judgment on Gunna because I'm just sitting here thinking there's no way that I can think of that he did that without the cosign and without the okay. Right, that's where my head want to go, and that's assuming that people who live by the street code lives by at least how the street code works in my head. In my head, that's just how it works. So I don't know, man.
Yeah. So I'm a fan, bro, of when in movies, right, where you start out in the beginning of the movie and you say something. And then you forget all about it. And then you come back at the end of the movie and address something that happened at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I love that type of writing. Well, you asked me a question early in the pod and you asked me what's the best Star Wars name, right?
Yeah.
Mine is Master Sifo Dyas, bro.
Who the hell is Master Sifo Dyas?
So Sifo Dyas is the one who actually put the order in for the clones at Camino. So, like, when you go into, that's how they kept Dooku out of it, because it was Darth Tyrannus, which is Dooku. So he's the one that put the order in and said, yeah, this is for the Jedi Order, but that's Master Sifo Dyas. He was a Jedi.
Master Sifo Dyas. Listen, it does sound as cool, bro.
It don't sound as cool. Are you?
To my ear,
Sifo Dyas doesn't sound like a cool Star Wars name. You crazy, bro?
Not as cool as Darth Sidious, bro. Hey man, it's Tuesday, bro. What you got going on for the week, though?
Bruh, I'm going to celebrate with the in-laws here in a little bit, and then other than that, man, that's about it. That's all I got planned for the week.
So you know what's cool, man, is that I actually finished writing. I actually finished writing a verse for a song, bro, and I think it's pretty dope. I'm hyped to try to record it. I'm mad because I missed the window to record. I had the house to myself almost all in the morning, but I was still writing and tightening up some things. But now I'm hyped up because I'm about to go ahead and I think this one, if I can record it, how I hear it, how I'm writing it, if it comes out, it's a keeper. So that's the reason why I'm hyped about it, though, man. So yeah.
Well, that's what's up. Well, look, man, we appreciate y'all joining the Slash Brothers. Join us again Friday, and we will see y'all on the flip side.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?